Recently, I came across an advertisement for the sale of an antique mirror. The seller told me that the mirror was cursed, but I didn't believe in superstition and simply laughed it off, deciding to buy the mirror. When I brought it home, I immediately felt a strange sensation as if the mirror was watching me. Soon, I began to notice that my reflection in the mirror looked slightly distorted, as if the mirror was reflecting my dark side. This unsettled me, but I thought it was just a reflection of my own thoughts. One day, as I stood in front of the mirror, I noticed that my reflection was making strange movements that I couldn't control. It was very unsettling, and I started to wonder if there was something wrong with the mirror. Over time, the mirror began to manipulate my thoughts and actions more and more. I started seeing and hearing strange things that no one else noticed. I realized that the mirror was truly cursed and tried to get rid of it. I tried smashing it, hiding it deep in the closet, and even burning it, but it always returned to me. My condition worsened with each passing day, and I became consumed by fear and exhaustion. One day, I took a desperate step. I smashed the mirror into small shards and buried them in the garden. I hoped that it would help me break free from its curse. But the mirror didn't let go of me. Instead of disappearing, it started appearing in my dreams. I became a prisoner of my own fear. Now, I sit alone in a closed psychiatric hospital, and no one believes that I'm here because of the mirror. I've always told myself that I don't believe in ghosts and paranormal phenomena. But everything changed on the day I bought this mirror. It caught my attention. I couldn't resist its allure and decided to buy it for my new apartment. From the very beginning, I felt that something was off. When I hung the mirror on the wall in my bedroom, I noticed that it reflected my room differently. Everything seemed distorted, as if reality was warped through the glass. I thought it was just a trick of the light and didn't pay much attention to it. But with each passing day, I began to notice that the mirror started to change. It became darker, as if absorbing light, and in its reflection, I saw shadows that weren't in the room. These shadows were vague and blurry. Soon, I realized the mirror not only reflected the past, but also predicted the future. I saw scenes that hadn't happened yet, and they were filled with fear and horror. The mirror started to influence my mind. I began to hear whispers coming from its reflection. I felt like I was losing control of my sanity and couldn't let go of this mirror. Finally, I made a desperate decision. I smashed the mirror, hoping that it would free me from its influence. But as the shards scattered across the room, I saw that the mirror still reflected my room, only now it was covered in blood. I understood that the mirror was cursed, and it wanted my soul. I gathered all my strength and burned its remains, hoping that it would put an end to the nightmare. I love buying old things. I saw an antique mirror at an auction and bought it. When I brought it home, I placed the mirror and looked into it, but instead of my reflection, I saw the face of an old grandmother. I got scared and dropped the mirror, causing it to crack slightly. I left it lying in the living room. At night, I heard strange sounds coming from the living room, rustling, creaking, and ghostly whispers. I approached the mirror and saw that it reflected a dark room with an old grandmother sitting on a chair. In horror, I turned away, but the whispers continued, growing louder and more ominous. I grabbed the mirror, took it outside, and threw it in the trash. Then I went to sleep, but the terrifying sounds and rustling returned to the living room. I went to check and saw that the mirror was back on the table in the living room. I was shocked and extremely frightened. It was real mystery. I tried to get rid of the mirror again, but it refused to leave my house. It always remained on the table in the living room. I noticed that its reflection started to change. Now, I saw my own reflection, but in a horrible and distorted form. Perhaps I'm cursed by this mirror. I live in constant fear. If you ever see an antique mirror at an auction, please be careful. Do not buy it.